Hello there, Together Learners. Eric back again. And in this video, we're going to be talking about video cuts and how can things like a super zoom in can help you kind of communicate better and tell a better story when you put shots and angles and sequences together to tell your story in your video presentation or in your videos. So in this video, we're going to be talking about 4 basic video cuts coming right up in this video. Okay, basic video cuts. Why is it called a cut? Well, before we had digital cameras and digital film, we actually had it on a strip of what we called film. And to cut from one thing to another while we were filming the film, we actually had to get out some scissors and physically cut it. Sometimes maybe you've seen in the movies when a director is making a movie, when the scene is finished, he'll yell, "Cut." That lets everybody that's working on the movie know that this shot, this sequence is finished and it's time to go film the next thing. And putting that together in editing is known as video cuts, sometimes known as edits. And in this video, we're going to show you 4 basic video cuts, the beginnings of video cuts. These 4 basic in your toolbox will start to help you put your videos together, cut them together in a way that makes your story more impactful. Right. Like I just said, a cut is a move from one sequence to another, one camera angle, one shot to another. We're going to go through these 4 basic cuts. Now, there's no hard and fast rules about video cuts. I'm going to give you some general rules about them, but overall, I would like you to not think of them as strict rules. The more creative that you can get with your cuts, overall, movie making and video editing is an art form after all. You can make more creative and interesting videos if you don't follow the rules precisely. But at the beginning, of course, you need some rules to give you some structure, to give you some better understanding. And that's what I'm going to try and give you as I explain these 4 basic video cuts through some examples: the jump cut, the cut in, the cutaway, and the match cut. With these 4 basic cuts is really all you need to make a super simple story. And using these cuts, especially in creative ways, you can do so many different things and so many different interesting ways to put together the shots and sequences of your videos. All right, so let's get started with them. The first one is called the jump cut, jumping in time. That's why we're looking at a clock right here. This is from The Little Shop of Horrors, right? It's usually the same camera angle and usually the same subjects. Right now we're seeing the same subjects in the shot, but we're jumping forward in time. We're showing the passage of time without actually having to show a long period of time. For example, if you want to show somebody coming down a flight of stairs, it takes 10-15 seconds for that to happen. It might be a little bit wasteful time, and the viewer might get a little bit bored just watching someone come down a flight of stairs. So what you can do is show the person starting to walk down the stairs, film it all the way to the end, but cut out the middle, maybe 10 seconds of it. So you cut it out. Use a jump cut. So the person starts walking down the stairs, you cut for them finishing walking down the stairs. It communicates the same thing, the whole sequence of that person walking down the stairs, or the jump cut of starting and ending and walking down the stairs, but only in much less time. So the jump cut saves the user a bunch of time, saves the viewer a bunch of time watching that sequence. Here's another example from the Royal Tenenbaums. The actor here is going to start changing his look by cutting his hair and shaving his beard. That takes a long time, of course, so we can do a bunch of small jump cuts in the sequence to speed up the process of him changing his look. And we can see kind of points in between how he looks before he's clean shaven completely or before he cuts all of his hair off completely. And we can get those little kind of halfway segments of the process of him changing his look through a series of jump cuts. And this type of jump cut is used often in this type of scenario. It's jump cutting forward in time. He had a full beard, had a long hair, and now at the end he's clean shaven and has a new complete look with the jump cut. Okay, now let's move on to one more cut. And this one is called the cut in. Now the cut in is usually, it's in because you're cutting into, you're changing the camera angle, usually the same subject, you're looking at the same thing, but you're moving the camera angle in to focus on something that you want the viewer to pay attention to and to notice, right? So in this sequence here, you have more of a very long shot, a wide shot of a group having a picnic. They're all having a conversation, but you want to see the reaction of one particular actress, one actor in this shot, so that it cuts in to this one actor and shows her reaction or her line in that that sequence. So you're cutting into a particular actor or into a thing. What happens a lot in the cut in as well is that someone will get a phone call and the actor will look down at the phone, and then it will cut in to a shot of the phone so you can see a picture of who's calling, right? You're bringing attention to something within that scene, right? You're adding focus to that particular thing within that scene by cutting in, usually cutting into something, right? So that's usually the same subject with a new angle on that subject or around that subject to add focus or meaning. Again, these are not strict rules. You can play around with that if you want. All right, the next cut is the cut away. Now this is a new subject and a new camera angle, and this is often used in dialogue between two actors. So in this situation, we have a phone call. You film one actor talking on the phone, and then the other person is reacting to it on the other end of the phone. So you're cutting away from one actor or one scene or one subject and to another scene, actor, or angle, right? So it's usually a new subject, a new angle, and you don't film these, of course, like this, right? You film the one actor having the conversation on one phone and the other, and then you cut away between them to have that kind of dialogue that's happening between the actors. So the cutaway often happens with people talking, two actors talking and getting their reaction on each other. So the cutaway is very useful in dialogue. But you can also use the cutaway in situations where you want to show what people are looking at, right? So the cutaway can be a new subject and a new angle. In this case, we're watching Back to the Future. The car just went back in time, and so the actors were celebrating, but where did the car go? So we cut away to a quick scene of the license plate spinning around, so we know that the car had successfully disappeared, and so we're cutting away to the action of the car disappearing from the actors here. So cutaway, new subject, new angle, usually. All right, now we're going to probably the most complicated, but the most elegant one. Here's a scene from The Lord of the Rings. This is called the match cut, where you match some movement or some camera movement, subject movement in the scene. So Gandalf has his stick and he's trying to get the evil Sauron, I believe, out of it, and he hits the actor with the head with the cane. It cuts to the other actor that's far away, and that person gets knocked back. So the action of getting knocked back for this actor gets transferred to the second shot, the match cut in the second actor. So the actor that's falling backwards is not the actor that you're seeing now. It's going to be, boom, that cut right there to that second scene, but the movement is the same. The actor is moving back, but it quickly cuts, matching the movement, matching the camera angle to a new subject and even a new kind of scene right there, right? So this is one of the most elegant examples of the match cut. can be used in so many different ways, so I want to show you a couple more examples. Dream sequences or flashbacks often use a match cut right now. So what we're seeing now is a kind of like a flashback of a childhood memory, or maybe it was in a dream, and so the girl kind of closes her eyes and then opens them again, and then when she opens them again, she's opening them from waking from her dream. So that match cut of blinking your eyes transitions the scene from being inside a dream or being a memory to the present, waking up at night. So beautiful version of a kind of a match cut there, the blinking of the eyes. Very famous scene here from 2001, The Space Odyssey, is a match cut also. A bone is falling down. This is a sequence showing the passage of time as well. It's very deep, but what's going on here is the bone is falling and they cut to a spaceship in orbit. And what's happening here is they're both showing that these things are falling. Everything that's floating around in orbit is falling. This bone is falling, but it's also showing the first tools used by man using bone and the tools of modern man using a spacecraft, but they're both falling. The movement of falling is matched in both of these sequences when you cut from the bone falling to the spaceship. That's a little more conceptual, but it's a very good example, and you can see it a lot. All right, so that was your 4 basic video cuts. Do you think you might be able to put your own video together using some of these cuts? And also, if you know how to cut, maybe you're going to start to want to understand how to transition between your cuts, and also to start to put together a complete story using different kinds of cuts. But first, I encourage you to try just putting together some of these cuts in your favorite video editing program, just to see if you can kind of put the concept, put the ideas to use. It doesn't really matter if it's going to work out quite right. Just try to put it together yourself. Try it out to see if you can maybe have one of these cut-ins or cutaways or batch cuts kind of work for you. Okay? All right. This is Eric. Gonna say goodbye for now. We'll see you next time. We'll see you in the next video together, learners. Bye-bye now.